Hello, welcome to At the Movies, Series 3, Episode 4, Django Unchained. It has now been about 4 months since Django Unchained was actually out in the cinemas, but I did see it in the cinema, and I was just kind of waiting for Connie to see it so we could do a review of it, and as you can tell, she can't wait to talk about it. Are you going to use this on your channel? Or?
Don't know, we'll see.
Maybe not. Might be a crossover there, maybe not. If not, check out our channel anyway. So, Django Unchained, Quentin Tarantino's latest awesome film. I enjoyed it a lot when I saw it in the cinema, and I enjoyed it even more when I saw it with Connie last week, I think it was.
It's because I'm awesome.
Yeah, it is because she's awesome. The plot is about a slave called Django, and he gets picked up by a bounty hunter named Dr. King Schultz. He wants Django because Django knows some slave owners who he's after. He wants to collect the bounty, and then he hears the story of Django, which is that he's got a wife who's also a slave, and he wants to get her back. So Schultz agrees to help him to get his wife back, who is now owned by a guy called Calvin Candy, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And yeah, it's just it's a western, but at the same time it's set in the south. So it's, I think Tarantino said it was a southern, which is kind of funny, but it's like a spaghetti western, but with a Tarantino twist. A lot of blood, a lot of profanity, and quite a long film as well. When I first saw it, I thought it was a bit too long. The second time around, I just enjoyed it a bit more, I think. So, your thoughts?
One of my favorite Tarantino movies so far, I think. One of, like, maybe top 4. I'm not sure. Well, I'm sure there are other Tarantino movies that I love or like even more, but not many make me like them the first time I see them, kind of. Okay. It's like when you see it the first time, it's like, okay, I gotta see it another time, you know, once more before I really make up my mind if I really like this movie. But this one I like right away. Not that I didn't like the other ones right away, but it's just, you know, really hit. And the acting was really good. Like, I've never really seen, what was his name? Jamie Foxx? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen much of him. Like, I know of him a lot. Like, you know, everybody knows about him, but I can't really remember a movie he's been in. I can't remember any movie he's been in right now.
Sometimes it's just actors who you kind of, you know they are, but you haven't really seen them much.
Yeah, like, you know them really well, but you can't, like, think of a movie that they've been in, and I can't with him. But he was great. Like, I saw the MTV Movie Awards before I saw this movie, and he was kind of like, you know, hanging around with Samuel L. Jackson, and Samuel L. Jackson's going like, oh, mother... all the time, and Jamie is like, and I'm like, he just looks like some kind of fan is trying to be cool or something. Like he's too cool for the show or whatever. But he was amazing in the movie. He was amazing.
I think he was very good. It's just he was completely outshone by the other 3 actors.
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio is like, he's always been good, but he keeps getting better for every movie he's in. And he just keeps going, you know. So I'm really excited to see.
To the moon.
Huh?
I was just quoting a
film
he's in.
Excited.
Catch me if you
to
can.
see the next movie that he's in.
I also thought Samuel L. Jackson was my favourite Samuel L. Jackson performance, because the only film I can remember seeing Samuel L. Jackson in where he doesn't play Samuel L. Jackson, and there's nothing bad with that. And I guess, okay, he changed it up for certain films, but like, for all intents and purposes, he is Samuel L. Jackson. There he is, bald head, he's Samuel L. Jackson. Again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with
Samuel L. Jackson.
No, I know, but he had the white fuzzy hair, and he looked older, and just the way he moved.
Also with the eye patch over his eye, he's still Samuel L. Jackson?
Yeah, he was you know,
Avengers, if you didn't.
All he has to do is act badass in most of his films. That is the truth. I mean, there's some films like, do you remember that film, The Sphere? Where they all go underwater and he's in that. You know, he's different in that. But anyway, he's just completely transformed himself, and just even the way he was moving, his face was moving and stuff. He looked like an old man and was acting like an old man.
I didn't see it was him right away.
Yeah, about a minute in, she was like, well, you didn't exactly come out and say, wow, that's him. You kind of went... I
heard it was him. Yeah. When he had his back turned or something to the camera and he was talking to Leonardo DiCaprio, I think. And I was like, that's Samuel L. Jackson. And Luke is like, now? You see that? No, I heard it.
He looks like a monkey.
He did look like a monkey. I've never seen his nose look that big. Oh my god, what if he watches this? I'm just kidding, you're not watching this. Your nose isn't big. It's average. Anyways, he did look a little bit like a monkey. Yeah. But anyways, it was just the makeup and stuff, and I think that made him look a little bit rounder in his face than normal.
Definitely.
And when he was crouched down, he looked smaller, like he's usually a tall guy.
The whole thing.
Yeah, but what came out of his mouth, that was just Samuel L. Jackson. I think he did say motherfucker a few times.
I don't think he did, no.
He did.
He did say motherfucker.
Is there any movie where he doesn't say that?
This one, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He says the N-word a lot, but everyone does. Anyway.
Everybody says the N-word, and we can't even say it.
So I would say the best Samuel L. Jackson performance I've seen. Leonardo DiCaprio stepped up as the villain, really great. Jamie Foxx was awesome, but for me it was Christoph Waltz as King Schultz. He was just the character was so awesome. He played him so well. He was the most interesting character to me, and I think Tarantino's writing and his acting just perfectly blend to make great film moments.
If I may say something though, I didn't like what they did to the horses.
Yeah, if you did see, there was a note at the end of the film saying no horses were harmed during the making of this production.
Really?
Yes.
But they knocked the horse
with
over.
With films like this, it's very strictly regulated. They have people on set at all times making sure nothing goes...
Well, how do you know the horse wasn't traumatized?
I don't know, but if that notice is on there, it means it's been approved by the people who go out there.
They push a horse over. That's a very, like, high fall.
These horses, they're trained to do stuff like that.
They're trained to fall over?
Yeah. I'm not saying either way that I definitely know that horse didn't face like a tiny inch of pain or whatever. I don't know what.
He might have bruised, but you can't tell because of the furage.
I'm sure he got paid well. I'm sure he's happy with. Anyway.
I'm sure they put him down because he sprained an ankle or something. Anyways, but the movie was great.
Yes.
Pretty bloody.
Very bloody.
Some surprises. What?
I didn't like Tarantino's cameo in it when he's like the Australian guy who got blown up.
Yeah, I don't remember that much.
I said that's Tarantino and you were like, really? Which is exactly what my mate Rich...
Yeah, that's the way I look like every time I watch a movie.
Without your glasses. When I went to see it to the cinema with my mate Rich, his girlfriend... yeah, no, it was the wrong way around actually. She had to tell Rich that was Tarantino. He didn't know. And I was like, you don't know. Anyway, Tarantino, he did an Australian accent and it was just weird. Like, what are you talking about, mate? Like, oh.
Yeah.
Why did you have to give yourself an Australian accent? I mean, it's, you know, if you want to be in a cowboy movie, fine, put yourself in your own film, but the Australian accent was just stupid. It's
like Ross Geller in Friends when he was, you know, being a professor and then poof, English accent coming out. He probably did that. It was like... What are you talking about, mate? Or, I don't know, he was probably gonna do some kind of Western thing and then it came out Australian.
Considering the other two characters were Australian, I'm pretty sure it was planned. So, there you go. So yeah, Django Unchained, I'll give it, I think I'll give it like a 9.5 out of 10, I think. Because the music as well was great, although there was a 2-pack track used near the end that I was just like, a bit out of place, never mind.
I bet Samuel was on for that one. He was like, motherfucker, you gotta do that end song or whatever. I don't know.
Wow.
The and
a brilliant Samuel L. Jackson impression.
100%.
100%, yeah. So, 9.5 out of 10, what would you give it?
I'll give it the same. Another thing that I'm curious about is whether or not Leonardo... This might be a spoiler for you. Well, not really a spoiler. Where he supposedly cut his hand by accident, and it's like real blood and stuff.
Yeah, I've read up on
And
it. It
like,
was real.
It was real.
It was real.
And then he improvised with it, and that was like, I don't know. It's not like I give actors points or stars, but I think I do, even though I don't. But like, he gained some respect from me right there and then because of the way you could tell, like, when he acts, he's in the moment, because if not, he'd be like, fuck, you know?
Yeah.
But he was like, rah, 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 and he kept acting. It was like it was used. He properly used it, and it looked like he got some adrenaline from it as well, because
Probably.
yeah. And then
Pain is temporary, film is forever.
he had an accent, didn't he? Like a southern accent, which kind of changed his voice a little bit. If you change your accent or whatever, it might change your voice. In my case, it does. If I try to do a British accent instead of American, I sound different. And his voice kind of changed, but when he cut his head and he was screaming something to someone, his voice broke a little bit and it sounded a little bit more like Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was like,
yeah.
There you go.
That actually happened once in Looper with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah?
Just before he jumps on one of those like bike things and he screams and he just sounds like him.
Yeah! Yeah, because you can hear in some other movies.
It's hard to scream with an accent, let's put it that way. Hopefully this edit isn't too out of place because we just discussed something that we decided we probably shouldn't discuss.
We can't.
That it was involving someone else and it was personal stuff, and yeah, we'll just cut that out. So
Oopsie.
hopefully that edit wasn't too rough. But there you go. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time at the movies.
Yeah.